arts, herbology, history of magic, potions, transfiguration, muggle studies, care of magical creatures, and many, many more. Hufflepuff had a gift for food-related charms, and the recipes that she created are still used as the basis of recipes even in Harry's time at Hogwarts. Hufflepuff was also the one who arranged for house elves to be the cooks for the school. She thought it would be a good way to make sure that they weren't mistreated or abused, which in that time period, house elves were especially mistreated. The 4 founders decided to have 4 houses, and each one of the 4 houses was named after one of them, and each wanted a certain selection of students for their own house. Gryffindor wanted his students to be brave, daring, have nerve, courage, and chivalry. The coat of arms that he chose was a lion, which definitely went along with the bravery trait that he was so keen on. Hufflepuff wanted her students to be the most loyal, patient, and honest. But while the other houses had high standards, she took on the students that both matched her requirements, along with those who didn't fit the others' requirements. So essentially, she took the students that no one wanted. This made the school a better place because she brought people from different backgrounds together. She chose the badger as her coat of arms. Ravenclaw wanted her students to be the most intelligent, have the most wit, cleverness, creativity, and wisdom. The coat of arms that she chose was an eagle. And finally, Slytherin wanted his students to have the most ambition, be the most cunning, determined, resourceful, and most of all, he wanted them to have good blood purity, meaning he preferred purebloods, a child born from 2 wizards. The coat of arms he chose was a snake to go along with his rare ability to speak to them. Each house had their own common room. Gryffindor's is on the 7th floor, hidden behind a portrait of the Fat Lady. To get in, you give a password to the Fat Lady. A riddle given to you by an eagle door knocker. Slytherin's common room is located in the dungeons, underneath the Black Lake, and is hidden behind a stone wall, and to get in, you need a password, just like Gryffindor. After many years of the 4 founders choosing their students, they weren't sure how they were going to sort the students once they were gone. To solve this, Gryffindor took off his hat, and all 4 of them enchanted it, so it could sort students long after their deaths, and they named it the Sorting Hat. Everything went very well for the school in the early years, but eventually tension began to grow between the 4 founders. This is because Slytherin despised taking students from Muggle-born families, and said that he would not have them at their school. He tried to persuade the others to only take students from pureblood families. The other founders didn't agree with this, especially Gryffindor, who was the most in favor of allowing Muggle-born students in their school. Slytherin and Gryffindor had a huge argument, and there may have even been a duel between the two, along with a civil war between the houses. Afterwards, Slytherin chose to leave the school, but he had a secret up his sleeve, and that secret would ensure the others' decision to allow Muggle-born students in the school to backfire on them. Slytherin built a secret chamber underneath the school, which was unknown to the other founders. The entrance was located in a girl's bathroom, and the chamber contained a basilisk, which is a type of snake that has one of the longest lifespans on Earth. A basilisk can kill just from looking someone in the eye. Other than Slytherin himself, the only person that could awake the beast was his true heir, and that heir would release the basilisk many years later and purge the school of all Muggleborns. Eventually, in 1943, Tom Riddle, or Lord Voldemort, Salazar Slytherin's true heir, would release the beast and would kill a Muggleborn girl named Myrtle. Years later, Tom ensured that he would be able to open the chamber again.
One day, I would be able to lead another to finish Salazar Slytherin's noble work.
It didn't kill anyone that time around though, but it did petrify several students, and scared the entire school, something I think that Salazar Slytherin would have been proud of. Each founder left behind a relic that they used during their life. Godric Gryffindor's goblin-made sword was kept as his relic after his death.
Godric Gryffindor.
It would take a true Gryffindor to pull that out of the hat.
The relic was extra special because it had a bond to the Sorting Hat, which, as I mentioned earlier, was also made by Godric Gryffindor. Whenever a true Gryffindor needs the sword, it will present itself to that person through the Sorting Hat. Hufflepuff left behind a small golden cup with a badger engraved on it, the same symbol as Hufflepuff's house. Rowena Ravenclaw's relic was a diadem that was said to have special powers, which would enhance the wisdom of the wearer. And finally, Salazar Slytherin left behind a locket that was emblazoned with the letter S. Later in Rowena Ravenclaw's life, she had a daughter named Helena, who Rowena taught herself at Hogwarts. Helena was jealous of her mother's famous intellect, so she stole the diadem from her, hoping to use its powers to enhance her wisdom. Rowena was ashamed of her daughter's treason, and hid her betrayal from everyone, even the other 3 founders. Helena fell in love with the Baron, and when her mother fell fatally ill, Rowena asked the Baron to go find her daughter, so she could see her daughter one last time before she died, and pretend like the whole betrayal never happened, and have one last moment together. Unfortunately, the Baron killed Helena in a fit of rage when Helena refused to come with him, and Rowena was never able to see her daughter again, and they were never able to put their feud behind them. Some people think that Rowena's broken heart over her daughter led to her early demise. She was the first of the founders to die. It's unknown how or when the rest of the founders died, but it is known that they left behind one of the greatest legacies in magical history. Their school would help shape some of the most well-known and successful wizards and witches, ensuring a bright future for the wizarding world and all its time to come.